This isn't the chupacabra. Remind me. I just want to remind you. No, this is something huge. This is something that reminds me of the Mothman stories of Point Pleasant and how the Mothman has scared the living daylights out of me, because when I'm in the dark, I wouldn't want two big red eyes staring at me from the window, tapping on the window. And then I look up and I see something hunched over with big wings, or a flying demon or something. I don't want that anywhere near me.
What are these creatures that so confound us, from the Mothman to the Chupacabras, the Bigfoot, the some call a Sasquatch, legendary icons like monster mascots, the Loch Ness Monster, the Jersey Devil, creepy shadow people that'll make you tremble, paranormal species on every level. When they're unleashed, it's like transcendental. We haven't even started with the alien question, not to mention the fact they meet expectations. Observer effect, it's that spooky action, an electron, photon, quantum reaction. So often they appear as what people imagine. To fit our beliefs, it's how they're fashioned, the time and the culture from which they're choosing. So many costumes from which to choose from, hovering like vultures with black-eyed vision, scavenging on carcasses who give permission, open to inviting every superstition, tapped in and tuned to receive transmissions. The vision flipped into a virtual reality. Dimensions rip, hear the buzzing like a bumblebee. Suddenly gripped with the fear that's unexplainable. Have you been tricked? It's so real, it's unmistakable. What are these creatures that so confound us, from Mothman to the Chupacabras, the Bigfoot, the some call a Sasquatch, legendary icons like monster mascots, the Loch Ness Monster, the Jersey Devil, creepy shadow people that'll make you tremble, paranormal species on every level. When they're unleashed, it's like transcendental. Subtle with their schemes, these are spiritual beings, interdimensional, with three-dimensional teams, like a genie in a bottle that's fulfilling your dreams. Grant your wishes just to rip your soul apart at the seams, like the Slender Man's become the boogeyman of the past. Let's go back in time to see what kind of creatures were cast. The first aliens claimed they lived in clouds on the skies. Then we got telescopes and realized that they lied, and they were Quakers on the moon, the little green men, gray aliens, insectoids and reptilians, the fairies and the elves, leprechauns and the trolls, the goblins and the gnomes, the same stories told. Spirit apparitions, every specter and ghost, it's the same allegory from the days of old. We see through their mask, and despite the disguise, we recognize the species by the shape of their lies. Imprisoned in chains, in the days they hybridize, now their vision is changed and they wanna mechanize. They're making a decision to now pose as AI, possessing our computers and the robots they guide, inventing our beliefs to create the divide, and planting the seeds for a global genocide, pretending that technology is really alive, like computer Ouija boards with the demon inside. What are these creatures that so confound us, from Mothman to the Chupacabras, the Bigfoot, the some call a Sasquatch, legendary icons like monster mascots, the Loch Ness Monster, the Jersey Devil, creepy shadow people that'll make you tremble, paranormal species on every level. When they're unleashed, it's like transcendental.
When I'm looking into subjects that really scare me, you have to go back far, really far, to dig up some of the scariest creatures, the scariest incidences of sightings and appearances. I mean, you know, we all know, you know, man has had his encounters with fallen angels.
Hey guys, welcome. I won't keep you too long tonight, but I have been looking at some of this Bigfoot stuff, and it happens to coincide with some of the theory I've had in the past that, you know, that we're pushed to the cities for a reason, and they don't want us to live in any kind of beautiful mountainous rural area like this and be self-sustaining. We need to be living in a city where we are dependent on what they call power. And in some of my earlier videos, you guys, I have talked about bringing back power into your life. And I should say that again more often, because we don't lose power when we lose electricity. We lose electricity, but the power is in us to be able to know what we can do to keep ourselves safe in those kind of instances. Yeah, this song is right on. This is not the one that I didn't do that video. That's not coming out till probably early October. The video I did is, no offense to whoever created that video, because it's not easy to make videos, but my video is pretty good. And I'm saying that because glory to God. I prayed God's hand on it, and it's really good. So if you're a patron of mine or a patron of Destiny Lab, you'll get to see that one earlier than everyone else. So, but coming back to having power, we all have to learn one thing at a time. I've told people the sky is not falling, that we can learn these things and become self-sustainable, and we can know what to do if the power goes out for 6 hours, or the power goes out for 6 days, or the power goes out for 6 weeks, or the power goes out for 6 months. And it's not power, right? Hey, Patricia, it's electricity, and you have other means to survive. And if you're creating your own electricity, then you don't have to depend on somebody else's electricity. But again, the sky is not falling. You don't have to learn all these things all at once. It's one step at a time. I've always said this. You can go back to some of my oldest videos. I have always said that the best first thing you can do if you're not sure is to buy gold and silver, because that's how you kind of get started in learning. It's easy. You don't need a lot of explanation. Like purifying water probably doesn't need a lot of explanation, but how to get an abundant amount of electricity might need a lot of explanation. How to grow the proper foods that you might need some explanation, a little bit more than just getting silver on your hands, so that you have actual money if we have a crash, which is what the Democrats are pushing for us. That's what they want for us. And you guys, I see silver has jumped up from 14 something to 19 something, and gold is going up. So it's not like you should stop buying because it's going up. That means it's always a good time to buy. And this is why I do the raffles, to get it in your hands. If you don't know where to buy from, talk to me, email me. I'll help you. Even if you don't want to do it with my business, I'll help you, because it's important. So I want to show you guys my new hat though. Check this out. What do you think? It's a Where We Go One, We Go All hat. And I actually, at first I was like, I don't know what I think of this, but I like it. I like it because it's totally out of my face. It's long enough to block the sun. And I got my Where We Go All, I'm backwards on it. We Go One, and I've got it on my necklace too now. So thanks to Lisa. So this is my new hat today, and I love it. And I got my other, Make America Great Again hats over there. But this one I'll probably wear just a little bit more for a while, I think. But hope you love it as much as I do. All right, so I got a raffle to do really quick. Yeah, it is nice, right? And on this raffle, it is an ounce, a half ounce, and a dime size, 10th ounce. Same. It's like a 50-cent piece, a dollar size, and a dime size of pure silver. And I'm doing the fractionals because, no, my hat is actually pretty good size. So my hat, oh my gosh, you guys, I don't know what I'm saying. My house is pretty good size. So I'll show you this is just a dining area. So I'm backwards. This is like my dining room table. And then behind me is my kitchen. And then over here is my living area. And then there's bedroom and a bathroom, and the ceilings are super tall. And then I've got a loft upstairs that I fixed up. I put a picture of it on my community page that I fixed up for my kids. And then they've got a bedroom area on the main level. And then I put my bed and everything in the basement because there's a nice room down there with a huge egress window. And then we've got a washer and a dryer down there. It's actually a pretty good sized house, and I don't pay a lot. So, but good luck finding it, because I am good at pulling my information off the internet. Hey Gina, check out my new hat. Goes with my necklace. Where we go one, we go all. So yeah, it's nice. I like to tip my hat to people as often as possible, right? Even more now. All right, I'm going to raffle this because, somebody wants to know if they won. And here are all the names. We're out of 10. Yeah, the loft is so cute, guys. And I'm proud of myself for having worked on it the way that I did, because I haven't always been that I haven't ever been that capable of doing stuff like that. Let's just be honest. Okay, out of 10. Good luck. Drum roll. Woo, woo. 6. Oh, that's not the one I want. I'm gonna forget where I am at. Susan B. I don't know if I don't think I saw her name, but she'll watch this and I'll let her know anyway. And I'll put up a new raffle either tonight or first thing tomorrow. But yeah, look I've got fractionals. It's just getting fun, right? Just getting fun. Yeah, it's a nice house. No, like I normally do live in a really small house, so none of that offends me. No worries there. In fact, it takes a little bit more than that to offend me. And I sniff because I've had allergies like crazy, guys. Like crazy. Okay, so when I've been talking about things like the Sasquatch and everything, and what I've been noticing, if you think about movies, if you think about books, and you guys, I made such a huge list, and if you feel like it for fun, you can certainly like type in things that you think of, because there's so many, and I'll tell you if I put it on my list or not. But there's a lot of movies, probably more books that I will be able to think of, and certainly songs that want you just to be afraid of the woods, right? Like, and I found this today. This is an actual attraction. Oh, and real quick, guys, I want to let you know, real quick, plug for my kids. My kids are both going to be running in a race. They go to a Catholic school. The money that I asked for money because it raises money for their school. It goes directly to their school. If anyone is interested in that, it is a write-off. If you're interested, message me at ladyliberty@countermail.com. You can also pay through the PayPal. But basically, they're going to run 2 miles and you just donate some flat rate. It's not like you're going to donate $2 per lap. They're just running 2 miles and you can donate a flat rate. And like I said, since you can write it off, you'll see that your money did go for that and not anything else. And so if you're interested, I have 2 kids doing it and I'm going to run with them. It's called Running on Faith. And it helps me raise money to pay for the school that I pay for every month for them. So please, if you're interested, be willing to donate to one or both of the kiddos. And like I said, email me or go ahead and just pay the PayPal and put a note in there. But so moving on to this attraction, I found this fearthewoods.com. I'm not on their website, I'm just on their Instagram. But it's a really freaky Halloween style event, right? And you can imagine. And I was going through here and I'm looking at the pictures, and this one I commented on, as you'll see, because I'm that 7K Sister Golden Hair one. This says, I requested a chill kid, and oh man, did the universe comply, because obviously he believes in the universe and not God. Hey, God's guy. Woo, everybody's here. So I wrote what you can see here. I said, right, because that's what we should expose babies to. This man need not have more kids. This is tragic, but regardless, an adult can choose to attend something like this, and they jump out at you. They terrify people. It's very traumatic. I don't know. I never ever have been into this sort of stuff, but again, it's called Fear the Woods, and I hope you guys love each other. Gosh dang it, I know you do, but you better anyway. So that's an event. If you live in Georgia, they probably have them more than this, but this one is actually called Fear the Woods, and it's got all the kind of characters you think of. I made a list of several movies that definitely want you to be afraid of the woods, and I'm going to go through some of them. The Cabin in the Woods. Don't go to the cabin in the woods, guys, because scary stuff always happens in the woods, especially at night. So this can't be good. 5 friends go for a break at a remote cabin where they got more than they bargained for, discovering the truth behind the cabin in the woods. And of course, it's a horror film, so it's going to be traumatic. It could be like something about, I never saw it. It could be like about werewolves or something. It's not, I don't like horror films, guys. I do not watch them. Not my thing. Not interested in them. But there's certainly a lot in the woods. Now, I don't know if there's a lot more in the woods than not, but I think it changes as times change. Just like we talked about on Sunday, they didn't have alien stuff. They didn't even worry about sending alien type activity back in the 1800s, right? Because they would have said that's demons, and they would have gone, oh, I wonder if that's aliens. That's from another planet, interplanetary. Because obviously when we look at the stars, we understand that. Now they had to wait till we started to understand that. And then when we got telescopes and we're able to understand it even more, they're like, oh no, we don't really live on Venus. Just kidding. We live on a planet far, far away. Ooh. So, hey, Joe, you didn't win. I'm sorry, you didn't win the fractionals. It was Susan. But 5 teenagers, of course, got to be teenagers, secluded cabin in the woods. They find they are quite isolated with no means of communicating. See, they don't want you to be okay with this. This is scary. You have no way of communicating. You're isolated. There was a time, guys, where that's just how it was. That's just how it was. You wanted to ring your neighbor up. You had to walk to your neighbor's house or send him a letter. I mean, there was times where things were just remote. Oh, of course it's zombies. Yeah, these were the years of the zombies. I picked some alien ones too, because aliens are part of the Great Deception. Dark skies. As Barrett's a family peaceful life in a suburban home is rocked by escalating series of disturbing events that come to learn terrifying deadly forces after them, one which may arrive from beyond the stars. So again, be scared of... here's where I get confused though. They want you to be scared of aliens, but they don't want you to be scared of aliens? Or do they just try to feed into whatever everybody's interested in at the time that looks scary? Here's a classic. Predator! Totally out in the middle of nowhere and totally aliens. A very good movie. I would give this 2 thumbs up. Loved this movie all my life. Did not traumatize me. I thought it was amazing. However, it again kind of suits the agenda. They're out in the middle of nowhere facing something they don't understand, and it's killing them off one by one. If you want to name off any, guys, I put a lot. Like I listed so many, and these aren't even the biggest chunk of them. But basically, you can find horror movies on aliens, Bigfoot, or technology. You know, the Mothman. There was a Mothman one, wasn't there? There was a Mothman one. Town That Dreaded Sundown. Scared. Oh, must be a movie, huh? The Town That Dreaded Sundown. Now, everybody knows this one. Friday the 13th is obviously out in the woods. Obviously is scary. This guy can find you wherever you go. You can't get away even if you're running and he's walking. So, yeah, that's another scary summer camp. You know, oh, and the child drowned, of course, this poor traumatized child drowning. So everyone knows about Jason. Although what I do think is funny is I always put up a post on Friday the 13th that it's Friday the 13th, and then it'll show that Jason Voorhees liked it. You know, like gave the thumbs up. I think it's hilarious. I think you could find it on. I think we could probably go back on my own. I don't ever remember which one of my. I have too many accounts, but one of my accounts I always do Jason Voorhees on Friday the 13th, a thumbs up, and he's like, I like this. Jason likes this. It's probably not this one because that'd be too easy. Well, regardless, it's somewhere. Yeah, Friday. I don't know what time. I don't know what time of the. Nope, not this one. Here's my Halloween makeup though that I've done before. That's pretty cool, right? Woo! I could do Halloween makeup. Because I used to love Halloween, guys. It's kind of a bummer. All right. Another classic. This is not the woods, but it is remote and rural. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Aliens are unverified. Oh, yeah. Pet Cemetery. Yep, I wrote that one down. Aliens are real in that they appear and exist in some kind of way, but I don't believe they're interplanetary. Yeah, the forest is totally... So... Yeah, it is. The forest is peaceful and tranquil, and we should know that. But, you know, they want you like this. Why is it all selected? This trip that I took up hiking, guys, I have several more pictures, but, man, it's called Stillwater. He lays me down in green grass and walks beside still waters. Oh, love it. So pretty. So Texas Chainsaw Massacre, not in the woods, but rural, creepy. And I always said about this, now people have always thought this was based on a true story, and it's not. I think it was some college project or whatever. But one thing that I could never understand about this movie was why did these guys, how were they cannibals out in the middle of nowhere? And what they do, just like Now, I know there's a guy that kind of gets picked up on the highway, but still, again, not that easy, right? I mean, even in the 70s, you're not going to like pick up hitchhikers all that often. But I'm like, how are they getting their food on a regular basis when they lived in the middle of nowhere? Because apparently, if you live in the middle of nowhere, creepy, crazy people are out there, guys. So don't go live in a rural place because your neighbors are probably cannibals or they have aliens. Right? So, I don't know. And dun dun dun, Deliverance. Classic. Now, here's the thing. It's not like I sit here and watch these movies. These are not movies. I watch mostly. I've watched Predator. I've seen Friday the 13th. All the rest I haven't seen before. Yet. I'll have a couple more, though. So, Deliverance, backcountry, total Hickville, teeth losing. Don't live in the backcountry, you guys, especially in the South, because you're going to be getting into some of this. This is exactly what people start to do. This is where hick comes from. This is where all these things come from, where they mention what they think of people that live in the country, people from Montana, people from Texas, people from Tennessee, people from Kentucky, wherever like that. You know, they call it American backcountry, but they give them like, you know, that hick accent, like you got a purty mouth, as if that's what everybody sounds like that lives in the country. And at the drive-in with a date, yeah, I would think it would totally ruin the ambiance. Hellraiser is a good one with the cube. That has a cube, Brenda. That is a very good point on that one. Totally creepy. I think they're aliens, right? No, they're from hell. They're from hell. The Hellraiser. They're from hell, and they're all these tortured souls. And they have the cube. He comes out, carries the cube, this black cube of Saturn with him. It's some kind of puzzle, right? Another one, Signs. Now, I did like this movie. This was a good movie, I thought. And I really like Mel Gibson because he stood up against Hollywood, and that hasn't gone super well for him. They tried to make him look crazy, tried to make him look like a drunk. And I'm not saying he didn't get drunk and get a DUI, but you know how, Hellraiser is so creepy. You know how it is with, what they could do mind control or something. I mean, he's probably been a part of the beast at some point. Yep, I did. I got The Hills Have Eyes thanks to Whitey Rants on here. He mentioned that one. One I didn't think of was Event Horizon. That's an alien, going through to a darker dimension. Super creepy. Very scared the crap out of me when I saw it. I did see it. I couldn't sleep at night without a light on for weeks. Yeah, but again, aliens come to farms, right? They don't come. Well, some newer alien movies have them come into the cities, but really, that's more recent. In the past, it's always been on farms and stories like that, like the book Communion. That was a guy who truly reported having an abduction. It was based on a true story of his abduction. Hold on, yes?
Mom, you remember the nail I found?
Yeah.
Well, it was in that kind of, the jewelry thing in my bedroom. It was in there, now it's gone.
I didn't touch it. Maybe you're just not seeing it. My email is ladyliberty@countermail.com. There you go. Oh, yeah, People Under the Stairs. I didn't write that one down. That's one I didn't write down. Okay, so anyway, I did like Signs. This book, Watchers, is a little bit different. It's a Dean Koontz, and if you've never read it, it's in the picture. It's a book about a man-made kind of beast where he's controlled to kill, and whatever you put him. Thank you for asking for email. Yeah, I feel safer in the forest too. My goodness. But it's also kind of weird too, because I do get that weird anxiousness at first when I'm away from technology that I have also gotten used to. But Watchers was a great book by Dean Koontz, and it talks about it was a created warrior soldier, like basically for the army or whatever. I'm sorry, all military, I'm sure. Top secret government lab intelligence that was not exactly human. And once you set it to go after something, it wouldn't stop going after that thing until its destruction or of the thing that it was going after or its own self-destruction if it was destroyed. But it was going after a dog that had hyper intelligence as well, that was created in a lab. Oh yeah, Poltergeist, super creepy. Amityville, yes, that is out in the country, yep. But this book, while it's not exactly the same, it's another similar he does a lot of stuff about transmutation. Well, I'll tell you that. The book Midnight, definitely. This is kind of transmutation, but it's creation of a super soldier killer. And it was a pretty good book. But again, just kind of the truth in plain sight with this story. They made a movie about it. Don't watch it. It was so bad. Gosh, it just wasn't even worth it. Okay, so we also have to have Bigfoot horror movies, right? Because Bigfoot lives where? In the woods. So, Abominable was one. I found quite a few, but they're really old. So obviously the time of Bigfoot horror movies is no longer a threat, right? Like nobody's really... Dark City was creepy. I don't exactly remember the content, but I did see it. Aliens, maybe? Futuristic, probably futuristic. Exorcist, totally not interested. Totally not interested at all in seeing that. Harry and the Hendersons was funny. Super funny. I loved that movie. Oh yeah, The Omen. There's a lot of... Now, I know there's a lot of ghost ones, right? And probably demonic ones. Some of the ones that I picked for aliens would be The Blob, The Brain Eaters, Cloverfield, Stranger Things. And The Thing... Yeah, like The Thing. Now, it was alien, right? It wasn't really like the abominable snowman. But, yes, no, sinister for sure. Let's see. I also had Pumpkinhead, The Last House on the Left, Sleepaway Camp. Oh my God, I watched that, sadly, at a friend that her mom let her watch anything when I was a kid. And we watched that. Totally horrible, traumatic, and I'll never forget it. Deer Hunter, Dreamcatcher was Abnormy or Whitey Rance. There's Misery. I thought of, well, you could just pick anything Stephen King, right? Evil Dead, Blair Witch, Cabin Fever, Mama. Let's see. The Thing, Bigfoot apparently was one that's an old one. Tremors. Let's see. There was one. What was the one with the slimy worm things? What was that? Was that Tremors? Anyway, yeah. But Invasion of the Body Snatchers is one I did a whole video on, and the Brain Eaters. It was kind of like a Brain Eaters Invasion of the Body Snatchers video. Let's see. Yeah, I go down kind of far for these now. I should probably start deleting some of these raffles. Although I do news on them too, so you never know. Somebody might find it just absolutely enthralling. Here we go. So Invasion of the Body Snatchers, and I talked about Brain Eaters, Symbiotes, and the Sentient Goo. That was one of the first ones I think I talked about, the Black Goo. I'm not sure. I can't remember. Mr. Frost. I've never heard of Mr. Frost. What do we not speak of? What's that one? Is that a movie called Sinister? Oh, it's a movie called Sinister? Oh, I've never heard of it. The sad thing is I used to be really into scary movies and horror movies, and I used to think it was kind of fun. Not horror. I don't think I would say like graphic horror. Never. Oh, and what was the one? Rob Zombie did one that was super creepy. The Ring was so creepy. Oh, yeah, I did see that one. That was just... And by the way, God's Guy had that image on your last video, God's Guy, and I click it, right, and you're just talking about the TV in your house, so I was fine, but every time I click out of it and I'd see that image, I was just as creeped. I was creeped out. I was creeped out because God's Guy has that image on his last video talking about, I think it was the very last one. It might not be the very last one, but yeah, no, 2 days ago. Excuse me, my bad.